Well, hello there. You are listening to Nellyville, the podcast. And I'm Black. Hello, Shello. Welcome back to another fabulous episode of Nellyville, the podcast, the place to be. I'm your host, Chanel number 5, aka Nellyville herself. It is so great to be back in season 11 of the pod. Now, this is actually the second episode of the season, because if you've already seen the YouTube, you know that we're doing something a little differently over here at $7 Sounds Productions, Nellyville LLC, whatever you want to call it. Okay? Drag Race is back. And so I figured, normally I do my little review show over on the YouTube, but I was like, you know what? Why not do a audio only version for my podcast girlies? Some people don't want to sit down and watch the video, but they still want the tea. They still want the opinion. So I want to give the girls some options. You know what I'm saying? And feel free to do both, like I said in the YouTube vid. So what this means is you're going to get a review episode of Drag Race every Wednesday on the pod, and then you're going to get your regular, degular, schmegular, classic Nellyville fun episodes on Fridays. So we're doing two episodes a week this season, so you're going to get way more than 10. And depending on how long Drag Race run, you know what I'm saying? RuPaul don't be wanting to send nobody home, dog. Then he won't switch it up, send people home 5 at a time. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of be the determining factor. I feel like, I would say 20 episodes, but it might be a little more than 20 episodes. We'll see how long it goes. It might be a little less than that. We got to see how Drag Race goes. Either way, for the duration of season 11 of the pod, you're going to get 2 episodes a week, one reviewing season 18 of Drag Race, and one regular episode. Now, speaking of Drag Race, baby, we got some piping hot tea. I want to get into it. Now, have y'all seen the Roscoe's premiere video? Okay, so if you're not familiar with Roscoe's is like a bar, club, venue. They have their own YouTube channel, but for years, they host this show. They host other events too, but like their main thing that they're kind of known for is they host these premiere viewing events of different queens, different hosts, different guests watching Drag Race, okay? And on one of the most recent episodes of Roscoe's viewing party, we had MIB, Mistress Isabelle Brooks, and Willam, Belli, okay? We know MIB. We love MIB over here. MIB was just on Drag Race a couple seasons ago. She's a Houston queen. She keeps it real. Beautiful drag, old school drag, classic drag. You cannot clock Mistress. Mistress is also known for being very vocal. She's always doing a bit. She's always got something to say. Don't play no games. The girls are scared of her. She's not mean, but she will keep it real, and she will take it there with you, and she will call you on your BS. Now, Willam, same way. She likes to call the girlies out. She's known for being controversial. She's very that. Now, Willam is a throwback Drag Race queen. You heard me? Willam is from the old school days of the Drag Race. You know what I'm saying? Now, Willam also was pretty famous before she got on Drag Race. She's been on multiple different TV shows and stuff. She's been in the game. She's a very seasoned queen, very talented, very funny. Also one of those, we'll just tell it like it is. Now, if you remember a few months ago, 5, 6, 7 months ago, Willam and MIB kind of had a little beef. They had a little thing going on. Now, it's kind of unclear how it really, really started, but from what I remember, what I can gather, Willam had, she had some strong opinions about Mistress, and it went beyond just Mistress's drag. It went beyond just critiquing the show, critiquing the character that we see. And she got a little personal. Well, MIB is not someone to shy away. So MIB was like, Willam, keep my name out. She didn't say that, but it pretty much gave that. Mistress is very big on her YouTube channel, and she's in these YouTube streets, and she's got a podcast. Well, she had a couple episodes, but anyways, she's like, Willam, baby, keep it cute. You doing too much. Willam continued on to go on, just running her mouth all around town. Every show she was on, every gig, it was giving obsessed, right? So now, fast forward to this Roscoe's premiere viewing party of episode 1 of Drag Race. Baby, Willam and MIB are on this episode together, and MIB did what MIB does. She woke it up, and I have the clip. I have the tea. I'm just gonna let y'all hear it, and then we're gonna talk about it. Cause baby, okay. So like I said, this is MIB and Willam at Roscoe's. Let me cue up the clip. Let me cue it up. Hold on. Okay, hold on 1 second. Here we go. Let me turn that down. You know what I'm saying? The technology. Okay.
This link, and I was like, oh, why is this a thing? I forgot that Mistress and Willam had that beef like 5 months ago. I mean, we'll show y'all the clip. I already remembered it. Have you watched it already? Yeah, I watched it.
I was speaking as an armchair quarterback, like an NFL commentator, watching a show and critiquing a performance and behavior, which I've never met the girl. Now I've met her. It's been fine. I can work with anybody. She's a professional. We're having a great time. We're next to each other. I said something which I probably shouldn't have said, which was if I was on a reality show with her, I would have bopped her. And I can understand how that sounds like a violent threat to somebody. But when I was on a reality show, I planned to bop a girl to get sent home, Fifi, if they didn't send me home. So I was literally repeating the same thing that I've said for a decade. I can understand why it sounded pointed because it was at her, but I'm not on a reality show.
Only receipts right now. What is it?
I do want to say one thing, and then we're for real gonna squash it.
Yeah.
So let me play this real quick.
Random question. Do you think I have anything to worry about coming there with Mistress's friends or anybody trying to jump me?
In Houston, yeah.
Okay, so here's my thing. You spent the whole time talking so much about me, and you said so much about me personally as it pertains to my career. And I just want to give one message to everyone watching, whether it's someone that you've worked with before, someone who's a boss, or someone who's a friend, or someone you have no idea. How you allow people to talk to you and treat you is how they're going to greet you when they actually meet you. And today she was on Hushboat, and she was very nice. And because I told her how I would like to be treated and like to be respected. So the same lesson I told Sugar and Spice, if you allow people to talk shit to you, they're going to treat you like shit. After I made my video and addressed her one time, she came correctly. I have no issue with you. I think that you're an amazing person in the Drag Race stratosphere, in the drag stratosphere. I just don't appreciate how you talked about me personally. So hopefully we can move forward, and it really is no tea. I'm not going to jump you. I should slap the shit out of you, but I'll let you make it.
Honestly, I would do the same thing if a bitch was talking about me like that on a TV show without ever meeting me. Okay. You know? So I get it.
And you know what?
Last time I went to jail, I got a Rolex, and I'm not fighting no more. It's not worth it. I'm not taking the time off. It's not worth it. It's not worth it to use your hands when you can use your words, and you know that once you've been to jail.
Can I just say?
All right, so in the beginning and at the end of that, y'all heard Bob and Monet, because I had to get a clip from a clip from a clip. You know, it's very top secret. You know what I'm saying? Not top secret, but you know what I'm saying. Anywho, baby. Okay, if you are not familiar with Willam, Willam is normally the humbler. Okay, Willam is normally the one the girls are afraid of. They respect. They tiptoe around. MIB just gathered and folded this girl up like an origami paper doll. Okay, which rightfully so. I don't think Mistress did anything wrong, because it's like, look, if you're gonna be out here and just willy-nilly throwing my name around, picking on me and all of this other kind of stuff, keep it cute. But don't come on here and act like don't put on a show. Don't act like, oh, now we all cool, we in person, now you want to be all sweet. So that's why Mistress played that little clip, because it's like, why would you think that I'm gonna beat you up or have somebody beat you up like we're in high school? Even though she did say I should slap the shit out of you. But that's not the point. Why would you send a voice note? What Mistress played, that was a voice note of Willam asking somebody, oh, am I okay to come to Houston? Am I going to get beat up? No, baby. Keep the same energy. People kill me, they want to run their mouth, and then they want to be scared because when they feel like they're going to get touched. Now you want to be scared because see now, I hate to take it there, but now it's kind of giving racist. MIB is Mexican. So what do you feel like? You feel like just because she's Mexican, just because she's brown, she's come in and Millie whop that ass? Like what? Like why did you feel like Mistress was going to send her goons on you? And if that's how you really felt, why did you have her name in your mouth? And if that's how you really felt, why are you going to her city? Better yet, why would you send a voice note to somebody and think that it wasn't going to get back to her? That's silly. Get you some security. Who was gonna cut? Like, I don't know. I'm like, Willam, you really got to walk away with your tail tucked between your legs because you really got humbled, ma'am. Now, Bob did say something that and I kind of agree too. Like, Mistress, called her out, which was, she needed to, and I like that they addressed it in person because both of y'all had all this discord, y'all were, keyboard warriors making videos on podcasts behind screens and microphones. It would have been really disappointing if when y'all finally together, act like y'all didn't have none of that beef. So I'm glad that Mistress brought it up and addressed it. But after she addressed it, Bob was like, Mistress gave Willam no grace. Like, Mistress was basically like, yeah, you my son and you better stay there. That's right. You sit there and you be quiet. What was that? Right. Now you cute. Now sit there and eat your food. It did give very that, but I don't blame her. And Willam's ever, not that in my memory, no one's ever humbled her like that. And I mean, it was time. Willam finally got a taste of her own medicine. And you say what you want about Mistress keeps it, she keeps it 100p every time. So I don't know. I don't know why Willam comes after the girls like that. She's come after RuPaul. She's not even allowed on Drag Race anymore. She's not allowed at any Drag Race events. She's blacklisted by the WoW Presents, which is the overhead company of Drag Race and all things Drag Race. So, sweetie, you poked the bear, you poked it for the last time, but I just thought that was fun. Mistress looked good. They both look good. Everybody looked good up on the stage, but I was like, dang. Do you know how embarrassed Willam had to be off of that? That was embarrassing. It was embarrassing. But Willam gonna know next time. But I think that it was handled just as it should be. And the one thing I can say about the Houston queens, specifically all the Texas queens, but these Houston ones, yeah, don't try it. They are very, very blunt, very, yeah. Words will not be minced. But it's justified. They don't just go around bullying people, but don't try. They will call you out. So okay, I'm not even mad. Speaking of people calling people out and trying to get justice served and trying to make things right, can we talk about James Charles for a second? Poor James. So James Charles has put out a lot of music, like in the last couple years. Well, and he's supposed to be coming out with some more this year. Well, apparently there's some rando out here trying to claim the rights to his music, and so all of his music got taken down off of, I think, iTunes. Now it's still available on some other platforms, but that's a huge hit. And obviously he's not hurting for money. He makes most of his money off of YouTube, other socials, his makeup brand, Painted, and all of that. But still, like, you work hard on these projects, you work hard on this, you want to share it with the world, you want to get as much fruit from it as possible. And it's really jacked up that it's so easy for anybody to say they could claim anything when James has never worked with this person. He doesn't even know. It's just some completely random person. And because there is this dispute, Apple won't put the music back up. And it's taken a long time and a lot of litigation, a lot of things to be like, I don't even know this dude. Put my music back. So we got to do something better with the, we've been talking about how jacked up the music industry is, especially when streaming and the internet and stuff get involved. It's very complicated, but it's really sad. Now, this is somebody who has money for litigation and stuff, but what about the little small artists who, they're depending on their numbers from streaming, and then some rando comes along and is like, copyright claim. So good luck, James, baby. I hope it all works out for you. It'll work out as it should, And karma does not miss anyone. So if karma ain't got that person already, baby, you're setting yourself up for failure. The next person I want to talk about, who needs a reality check, this is another social media person. It's this chick named Tara's World. Okay. I'm kind of familiar with Tara's World. I ain't really kept up with her as of late or recently, but I did used to listen to her on a podcast. This girl, she used to be, she's a little social media girl. I'm most familiar with her when she did a podcast with Amari Stewart, who's Tana's best friend, and then this other guy, I can't think of his name, but it was really cute. It was called Get In Loser. The episodes are still up. They don't do it anymore, but it was a cute podcast. And then after they stopped doing that podcast, I didn't really keep up with her. I mean, I followed her on socials, but she just wasn't somebody I checked in on. So fast forward. Apparently, her as of late, this girl has really lost touch with reality. And I didn't know that she was like, how can I say this without being mean? I didn't know she was big like that to have such a big head, but that just goes to show, like we talked about before, the internet can be very niche. Somebody can be really, really big in this corner and no one else know anything about this person. But that doesn't negate how famous they are. It's just the internet is so big, it's so saturated. But yeah, it's just been a lot that's come out lately. She's just very out of touch. She's, how some influencers, they get so big and they, like, it's one thing to kind of complain and vent about things. But then sometimes they complain and vent about things that it's like, girl, people are starving on the street. Like, what are you really like going on and on about? And the most recent thing is there was this girl, like she likes to call her viewers and her followers, she likes to call them friends. Okay, which is nothing inherently wrong with that. But these are still people having parasocial relationships with you. You don't know. These are a bunch of strangers who watch you. So, you call them friends, but they're not actual friends. So anyways, so Tara's World posts this video or like a tweet or something asking if anyone had this particular shirt that she could borrow for New Year's Eve, she would take really good care of it and send it back. First of all, girl, what? Why? Like, what? Okay, and she posted a picture of the shirt, obviously. Okay, I mean, it was cute. It was perfectly fine. It was not something that needed to be this fiasco of this great search of asking some stranger to mail you a shirt so that you could mail it back. Like, it was a little much, but okay, I get it. If you're planning on getting a shirt, you're probably going to wear it one time. You don't want to spend a lot of money. And it's not weird for celebrities or influencers or just, people who have money laying around. It's not odd for them to rent and borrow clothes and give it back. That's actually how a lot of celebrities and influencers stuff save money. Because you're probably, once you take pictures in it, a lot of influencers, like for like main event like type stuff, you're not going to want to wear it again. And it saves you from spending a whole bunch of money on clothes you're only going to wear one time. So it's not unheard of to hire a stylist or go to a boutique or go to a designer, borrow a couple pieces, wear it for the thing, dry clean it and send it back. That's not unheard of. But what is really like, girl, what is you doing? Asking your friends do you have the shirt, send it to me? Anyways, so this girl, one of her fan friends, was like, hey, I do have the shirt. I can mail it to you. Okay, boom. So Tara went to the mall, I think, just for a backup plan, but didn't find anything. So she's really dependent on this girl to send the shirt. The girl ended up not sending the shirt. Well, that's when all hell broke loose. Tara's World got online and was like, oh my gosh, that's some fake stuff. Why would you do your friend like that? Why would you tell me you were going to send the shirt and then not send it? And da 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 da. And the girl was like, baby, I am so sorry. I'm a nurse. My ship, I ended up having to work a double because we were understaffed and someone didn't show up and someone was actively coding when it was time for me to leave, when I would have sent you the shirt. I'm so sorry. So Tara was like, yeah, I get that. That's fine. And so a lot of people were divided. People were like, Tara, she's a nurse. That's a very important thing. It's just a shirt. Let it go. Tara kept going on saying, well, I'm not bothered by it. It's just the principle. Like, we can all let it go. But then continue to make 10 more videos about it. Are you bothered or are you not bothered? Why are you making 10 videos beating up on this girl? So much so, like, Tara wasn't. But, like, when you have millions of followers and you call out somebody specifically, you have to be very careful. Because your ride or dies, your fans, they're going to go ride for you. Whether you tell them to go bully somebody or not. So all these people went on and be like, yeah, why did you tell Tara that you was going to give her that shirt and then didn't give it to her? And the girl was like, look, I'm sorry. And to make up for it, I was just going to give her the shirt, not ask for money, give it to her just to make it right. But look, I apologize. You know, I'm sorry. It is what it is. Also, I'm getting off the internet because this is crazy. Y'all done sat up here and bullied the girl off the internet. Now, did she actually leave? I don't know. It seemed like she was kind of done. She'll probably come back because everybody says they're going to leave and then they come back. But some people gave Tara some pushback like, girl, you're really out of touch with reality. But she really was butthurt that this stranger, like, why would you want a shirt from a stranger? Like, what if it stunk? What if she put something on it? Like, why would you? Like, that's just crazy. Like, you couldn't find a shirt. She was like, I just don't understand. Like, if you knew you couldn't do it, why didn't you tell me? And you saw, if you watched my full blog when I went to the mall, you would have saw that I looked, but I didn't find anything. I was really dependent on that. Girl, shut up. What are you talking about? This is a shirt that you wanted to wear for New Year's Eve. And if before y'all sit up here thinking that this is a really young girl, she's not that young. She's young, but this is not no little 18, 19-year-old that we're talking about. This is a grown woman. I think like a couple years younger than me. We might be the same age. You're really, like, she's got to be, she's at least, I don't know exactly how old she is, but she's got to be at least 28, at least way too old to be crying about some shirt. Versus somebody trying to save lives. Now, to play devil's advocate, is the girl actually a nurse? I think so. Did she actually have to work overtime? Did she actually not have a chance to mail the shirt? Did she not have a chance to text? Because I know a lot of times they can't have their phones and stuff on the floor. I don't know. I mean, obviously we are not there. I would hate to think that this girl was lying about, oh, I had to stay late, I had to work a double. But at the same time, knowing how these influencers are, and if I tell anybody anything, but especially if I tell somebody who's got a little bit of clout, a little bit of why did I really say clout? If I tell somebody who is famous in any regard that I'm going to send them something, knowing either I don't have it or I don't have the capabilities to get it to them, baby, I'm not going to set myself up for that. Because I know there's a very good chance that they're going to talk about me like a dog. They're going to out me. They're going to send this hate my way. Unless that girl wanted the attention. Maybe she got exactly what she wanted. Maybe she knew all along, oh, I'm going to tell her I'm going to send her this shirt and then don't. And then watch her spiral. And then I'm going to gain all these fans. So if the girl comes out with a podcast, if the little nurse come out with a YouTube channel all of a sudden, we're going to know she did it on purpose. I'm not saying the girl's lying. I'm just saying I could see a world where the girl made it up. Or she said it and in a drunken state and forgot that, damn, I did tell the girl that I had that shirt. I don't know, because I'm not gonna, I mean, I know, I don't know. And nurses, I don't know, my nurses and hospital workers out there, do you got to keep your phones and stuff in your locker, or what's tea? But who am I? That's just my little 2 cents on it. I got a key out of that little story. But anyways, little nurse lady, good luck to you, girl. And I'm glad that the fans, checked her like, girl, like, chill. Like, you saying it's not that deep, but you're not acting like you're not bothered by it. It's, anywho, moving on. Let's talk about this last little bit of tea, and I'm gonna let y'all get on out of here. So I came across this story, and it was about this girl who, her boyfriend, her live-in boyfriend, they lived together, had been together, I don't know, 2-3 years or something like that. And the boyfriend got invited to a wedding. And he was friends with the bride. Had not seen the bride in many years. I think maybe they went to school together, high school, college, or something. Anyways, they both got invited to this wedding. Okay. And it was required them to travel a little bit, so they had to save up for a few months. They had to pinch pennies, live a little differently and they were like, you know what, okay, it's worth it, we'll make a cute little trip out of it. Anyway, so it comes time, they saved up, they got their little outfits and their stuff for the wedding, and they go on the trip, they arrive to the wedding. So this wedding is over in it was somewhere in Europe. I can't remember exactly where. So they have a few more traditions. It's similar to American weddings, but wherever this was, it's a little more eventful. It's a little, the itinerary is a little longer. Normally in America, for the most part, you have your wedding ceremony, and then you have the reception. And then, like, maybe the night before, you might have the, maybe like a toast and like a dinner, right? And then maybe like a month before, maybe the weekend before, you'll do the bachelor and the bachelorette party. Y'all know how those. Y'all been to weddings. Over here, they do something like, I can't remember the exact itinerary, but it's like they do a breakfast, they do a lunch, they do the wedding, and then they do another dinner, and then they do a reception. It's like all these things, right? So they have all these events. It's a very long day. And so when they arrived to the first event, the lunch, brunch, breakfast thing or whatever, they found the place card that said the boyfriend's name on it, but there was not a seat or place card for the girlfriend. So they asked, one of the staffers, like, hey, is it a mistake? Is there an extra chair? Like, what can we do? So that staffer really wasn't sure, so they called the bride over, and the bride came over and said, oh, she's only invited to the reception that's happening tonight. It's only you, the boyfriend, that's invited to this thing and all the other stuff. Well, you would think that in this moment they were like, oh, okay, well, then we will both see you tonight. No, baby, no, Mary. That is not what happened. The girlfriend left by herself and they directed. I was like, well, you could go hang out at this pub down here with the other guests who aren't invited to this part of it. The girlfriend left by herself. The boyfriend and his little stupid ass sat right there. Excuse my French. It was raining and it was a little cold. She got all wet. And she went to the little pub. It was some other, extra wedding guests, and they were really friendly and they made friends and stuff. Well, those people were only not invited to that thing, but they were invited to the next thing. So they, gathered and left and went on to the thing. And she, didn't want to just like tag along with them. I don't know if they were invited to the next thing or they were just going to get ready for the shebang or whatever, but either way, she didn't want to just invite herself and impose herself on these strangers who were kind enough to hang out with her at the pub, but these are strangers. And so at this point she was like, I'm rained on, It's cold. I don't even like. I don't not. Yeah. So she texted the boyfriend and was like, just gonna go back to the Airbnb, and I see you when I see you. She didn't hear no more from him. I think he might have responded initially when she was like, I'm just gonna go back to where we're staying. So she went back to the place for like a little bit, and then she was like, you know what, I'm not even staying here. She ended up going back home to her parents' house. She didn't even go home to where she lived. She went to her parents' house, I think. Yeah. And so the boyfriend finally texts and was like, are you at the Airbnb or are you at home? And she was like, no, I can't. I know I'm not at the Airbnb. And he was like, oh, okay, well, I'll see you tomorrow or something, rather. I'll see you when I go. Girl, it could not be me. I keep saying that lately. But okay. If y'all are smart like I'm smart, if y'all think like I think, y'all know immediately, okay, it's a lot of things wrong with this. But specifically this question, are you at the Airbnb or are you at home? Why are you asking me where I'm at? Because who are you trying to bring back to this Airbnb that you are trying to slickly make sure, not even in a clever way, that I'm not there? What difference does it make? Come home and see. Come to the Airbnb and see either I'm going to be here or not. Why are you asking where I'm at? Because see, she's better than me, because I wouldn't have said where I was. I either would have left it on red, or I would have said, "Oh, I'm not there, baby." I would have been at there, baby. I would have been at the. Oh, I would have caught the first train and came back and caused the scene, or I wouldn't have came back and was like, "Yeah, I'm there," and then let him come home alone. Anyways, so let's move on. The other little detail of this. Now, I immediately, when they said that the bride, dude, I was like, there's something going on with that bride. It's something going on. It's something there. But it's not the bride. It was the maid of honor. So the girlfriend, she said that the maid of honor was there, and I think it was like an ex-girlfriend. And I think the ex-girlfriend, aka the maid of honor, had broken up with him some years ago. And so the girlfriend was like, I think she was like, maybe they were trying to set him up with that or something. I don't know. But obviously, everybody hearing the story, me especially, I was like, and that's why he didn't get his monkey ass up, because he saw that maid of honor up there, and he probably knew all along that it was gonna go down like this, and then he probably brought the maid of honor back to the little place. Anyways, we ended up getting an update, I think, from the girl. And I think, gosh, I gotta go back and look at the story. I think they ended up breaking up. I'm not sure. I can't remember. It's been a while. I'm sorry, y'all. I can't remember. I hope she broke up with this man. Because what do you mean you're gonna sit there? What do you mean you are gonna sit there and make me leave by myself? I don't know anybody here. Like, and I'm not gonna look, when you young, you like, I don't know. You try to put on your rose colored lenses with stuff, but there is no way. First of all, the first red flag was this long lost friend of a bride inviting somebody to it. I can see if like they were still friends, they were still, but when we've talked about this before, when long lost people invite randos to the wedding, it's always always, if it's not the bride, it's the maid of honor. If it's not the groom, it's the best man. It's somebody in the wedding party. It's somebody trying to set somebody up every single time. I don't care. I will not be told otherwise. Okay, that's the first thing. Secondly, if I'm invited somewhere and they don't accommodate for my guests, and the bride did not make that clear on the invitation, so it was like they wanted to embarrass this girl, or they wanted to make sure he came. Because they probably were thinking maybe, well, if we just say she's not invited, if we say she's not invited to everything, they might not come, because then what is she going to do? We'll just make it seem like they're both invited to everything. And then when they get here, they're already here. They'll just have to deal with it. But baby, you would not have played in my face if I go somewhere and you're not accommodating for my guest, my significant other. Then we're both leaving. Okay, well, bye. And I may or may not come to the part that we're both invited to, because this is real tacky. And now you got on my nerves. And what we would have did was made a nice little cute little weekend getaway, a little romantic getaway, and explored the city. Congratulations, keep the gift. I wish you well. Opa, Mazel Tov. Hooray. You're just gonna sit there and let your... Oh, okay. Oh. Well, anyways, y'all let me know what y'all think about that. Am I on Lonely Island? Or am I in Manhattan? Am I in Staten Island? Or am I in Manhattan? Like, y'all let me know. Anyways, that's all the tea that I have for you guys today. This is great. I think we are gonna have fun with the 2 episodes apart, which for some of y'all is still just gonna be a regular season. For those of you who are gonna watch the video or whatever, but we'll see. It seems like more people have listened to the audio only version of the thing, so you're welcome. What can I say? Hey, you're welcome. Anyways, so yeah, that's all that I have for you guys today. I'll be here Wednesday for more Drag Race, and I'll be here Friday for more hot tea. Darling, let me know what you think about all this drama. And yeah, I'll catch y'all in the new week. Happy New Year, you know what I'm talking about? Bye.